everybody, and welcome back to Buckeye Politics. It's me, your favorite Ohioan. So it's 8 days until Christmas, and we're gonna do a very fun Christmas special on my channel. I'm gonna do a 2024 election scenario using YapMS, just like this one, every day until Christmas. But you guys will be deciding the Republican and Democratic nominees. In the comments below this video, comment a scenario with one Republican and one Democrat who you would like to see run against each other in 2024. I will make the prediction, and I will shout out your channel in the video. I'll put the link in the description. I'll shout you out. I'll watch your videos. Yeah, I really want to give back to all my friends I've made all my friends and all the people who have supported me this year doing election predictions. I've seen a massive growth the past few months. I went from having like 80 subscribers for the longest time, and then in a few months I've gone to almost 700 now. So I really just want to give back to everyone who's subscribed everyone who subscribed to me, everyone who watches my videos. So please, if you have a channel you want to get shouted out and there's a prediction you want me to do, comment below. The best one I see in the comments I'll make a video on, and the next day I'll shout out your channel in that video. So I'm going to start off easy. We're going to start with the first election between Trump and Biden. We're going to fill in safe Republican states, in the Deep South, Midwest, Appalachia, the usual areas, and also Maine 2nd District, the safe states for Joe Biden. Actually, we're going to include Ohio and Iowa because Biden's approval rating is pretty bad. I could see possibly them being likely again, but as of now, I'd say Ohio and Iowa will definitely be safe because of Biden's approval rating and inflation and all that good stuff. So all the safe Democrat states, no surprisers, no shockers on here. We have 181 to 149. We're going to film the likely states for Trump, and they include states of Texas and Florida. A few months ago, I would have said Texas would actually swing a point or two left, and then pretty much sit at about R+4, R+5, similar to North Carolina. It would be a closer state, but it really wouldn't be trending anywhere. Just stay narrowly Republican. That was what I originally thought was going to happen in Texas. Now I think Texas may swing a few points more Republican, actually, because of how bad Biden is doing with suburbanites. I mean, we saw a lot of the only reason Biden's really gaining support is in Texas is because of the suburbanites in the suburbs of Fort Worth, Austin, places like Dallas. Well, a lot of those suburbs are actually trending back to the GOP, as we saw in Virginia and New Jersey, and also in South Texas. And Trump is also not only is Trump getting back those suburban voters, but he's also making gains with Hispanics in South Texas and the Houston area. So that's why I think Texas will stay likely Republican. Florida is going to swing more Republican because of the Latino and Hispanic trends in Miami-Dade, as well as white working class voters getting even more Republican because of Biden's inflation and Biden's pretty much failure as president so far. And although I do expect Jacksonville and Tampa Bay areas to swing a little bit more Democrat, I think they're easily going to be outvoted by Miami-Dade and the Panhandle. The likely states for Joe Biden include Maine at large, Colorado, and Virginia. No shockers here. Maine at large could be a little more competitive because of Biden's slight northeastern and working class appeal. I do think it's going to be likely. Colorado could be safe, but I think Trump may just barely make it likely. Same with Virginia. I think Trump's going to kind of build off some of that Youngkin support and suburban support he's gained back, as well as see the rural areas continue to get more Republican, as we saw with Youngkin. So I do think Trump will probably keep Virginia and Colorado both likely. The clean states for Donald Trump include states of North Carolina, Georgia, Arizona, and Wisconsin. North Carolina is safely in our state. Don't really think I need to talk about that. It's probably going to trend a point or two Republican. Georgia is a state that I think is probably going to be gone for the GOP after 2024. I think Trump has a good shot at winning it by about a point or two, probably by about exactly 1 point in 2024. But after that, it will be gone. Herschel Walker is probably going to win in Georgia in 2022, in all honesty. And I think Trump, at this point in time, it looks like Trump will narrowly be able to pick it off in 2024. But after that, it's going to be pretty much gone for the GOP. Arizona really should not have gone blue in 2020. The only reason it really did was because of suburban voters in Maricopa County completely revolting against Trump, and that's what we also saw in states like Virginia and New Jersey. And the reason I think that these suburban voters in Arizona are going to swing back to the GOP is because if you look at New Jersey and Virginia, in Nova and across New Jersey, really, a lot of those white suburbanite voters, I think white suburbanites in Virginia and New Jersey are more liberal than your average suburbanite in Maricopa County and in Arizona. So, and the fact that those voters took such heavy trends to the right, begin there. The fact that voters in New Jersey and Virginia took such heavy trends to the right, mostly because of anti-Biden sentiment. Um, I see no reason Trump cannot pick off Arizona by 2 to 3 points and keep Arizona in a good spot for the Republican Party, because a lot of those voters are not as far left, and they're traditionally Republican, as so in Arizona, and so I think they just didn't like Trump, but now they're seeing how bad Biden's doing, and similar to their to suburban voters in New Jersey and Virginia, I think that suburban voters in Arizona are going to swing back to the Republican Party, and Hispanic trends as well are going to help the Republicans in that state. Um, that puts Trump at 272. Wisconsin's a fluke. It's going to go red no matter what in 2024, pretty much, and probably 2022 as well. I see no reason Wisconsin's going to go blue for a while. Um, the lean states for Joe Biden include states of Minnesota and New Mexico, and that is it. Um, yeah, New Mexico and Minnesota are really not all that favorable for the Republicans. They're kind of going in opposite directions. Just 4 years ago, we all thought Minnesota was going to be for the future of the GOP. Minnesota was going to be we're going to flip it for the first time since the 1970s. Where it's going to be awesome. We're going to retake the Rust Belt, and everyone thought, oh, New Mexico's full of Hispanics. It's not going to come back. That's kind of flipped, in all honesty. I mean, Minnesota is certainly still going to be competitive, and we still have a good shot there. But New Mexico is actually slowly being put more on the table because of Hispanic trends and suburban trends as well. Across the Sun Belt, a lot of suburbanites are slowly but surely coming back to the GOP, as we've seen in Maricopa County in Arizona and parts of Nevada, Texas. So yeah, I see no reason that we cannot possibly make New Mexico more competitive and possibly lose Minnesota. I mean, we're pretty much maxed out in the rural areas of Minnesota, or pretty close to it. We can definitely gain a lot of votes in the iron range, but I'm not sure it's going to be enough votes to overtake the massive monopoly the Dems have in Minneapolis. So we'll have to see. But I'd say as of now, New Mexico and Minnesota are both lean D. The little tilt states for Trump include states of Michigan, Pennsylvania, New Hampshire, and Nevada. Nevada is going to be go for Trump by a tilt margin because of the suburban trends in not suburban, the Hispanic trends, excuse me, in inner city and working class parts of Las Vegas, as well as Reno and that part of the state. Michigan's going to tilt red because we're going to get even Republicans, and Trump should get even more support from the working class in the northern part of the state and the rural. We should be able to get even more votes, as well as some parts of the Detroit suburbs are actually becoming more Republican. They're trending heavy red in parts of the Detroit suburbs. A lot of votes we can make up there, and with Detroit losing population and Biden not doing well with younger African American voters, I seriously doubt Michigan will go blue in 2024 at this point. Pennsylvania should be lean. If it was anyone else besides Biden, I would put Pennsylvania as lean Republican, because Pennsylvania, Biden does still have some slight working class appeal in his hometown of Scranton and Allentown and that part of the state. It's a lot weaker than it was a year from now, but it's still there, which is why I think Pennsylvania will be a little closer than it probably should be. And if Kamala is on the ballot, it'd be lean R, probably by 2-3 points. But with Biden, I think it'll be closer to about a half a point to a point for a Trump win in that state by about that margin. And New Hampshire hates incumbents, and similar to the whole Northeast, it's slowly trending blue. And with the massive trends we're seeing in Maine, I mean, for the GOP, I see no reason New Hampshire can't also swing back. And a lot of socially liberal, fiscally conservative voters and libertarian types in New Hampshire, a lot of them are really starting to dislike Biden even more now. So I see no reason that those types of voters wouldn't swing back to Trump. That leaves only Nebraska's 2nd district, which I do believe will tilt Joe Biden. It probably, in all honesty, it should be lean to likely a Republican, but the Nebraska GOP just has literally no balls, and so they didn't gerrymander it at all. They pretty much changed the borders only slightly. So yeah, Nebraska's 2nd district is going to tilt to Biden. It's going to be closer because it did get like 1 point more Republican, which will help the GOP, and I think Trump will make up some ground among suburbanites. So I think it'll make it closer, but I think Biden will narrowly pick it off. So with that, we now have the electoral map. Trump has 316 electoral votes. Biden has 222. Be sure to comment below your scenarios for 2024. You'll get a shout out. I'll make a video on it. And yeah, thank you for watching this video.